You're going to see a fragment from the Thinking Approach lesson in English as a foreign language. Students are 14-15 years old and it is their 5th year of working with a TA. Before the class, students were asked to collect sentences where some words are reported and divide them into groups. Prior to checking the actual outcomes, the teacher invites the class to reflect on what exactly they did and which steps were followed. The lesson is an example of organizing reflections and drawing conclusions while researching the use of a grammar structure based on a bank.
Was there something else to sort before sorting and dividing?
Read the text and find the bank.
Okay, and collect the bank, yes. To sort sentences where there are somebody sorts of words. Something else? Did I have to do something else? Back.
And we need to find similar points in the sentences and make some model.
Okay. To find similar points where?
In sentences.
In all of them?
In our bank.
In the whole bank. So you have the whole bank and you find similar points in the whole bank.
No. So in groups.
In groups, yes? Philip, do you understand?
Yes.
Not in the whole, but already in sorted. Yes, to find similar points in the group and?
I think before the second step we should find the features.
Should have found the features. The features of what?
Sentences.
And then sort.
Yes.
According, and then sort according to these
Features.
possibly. Okay. Was it the final step or something else? Artyom, you wanted to tell something, please.
To make a rule using the similarities what we find after making groups and try to use them in sentences to report somebody's frauds or work.
And
to try to use them.
to make a rule using the similarities between the group and to
Check them, try to use them.
check them when using. Do you agree with the fifth?
Yes.
With Thomas fifth? To make a rule using the similarities between Emil, no, in between steps?
No.
No. To find similar points in the group, to make a how? How? So, oops. You have similar points of the group and you make a rule. Can you be more specific, how?
Maybe in second and first it's the same because in second we find the similarities, but in first we again find the similarities.
Okay, and how to make the rule? How do we make rules? So we have separate groups, we have separate features, how to come to the rule. So we have two variants, we have two approaches here, as I understand. Emil thinks that first we should have features and then sort the sentences. Or we sort the sentences and find similar points in the group and then make a rule. By now, for me, it is not clear how you did it. Good, now let's come to what you have done. What I want from you now, I want to give me the names of the groups you have come up with. So please come up with, yes, Pasha. Sentences.
With both of words and without.
I have similar aim group, but name is other. No sentences with specified speaker and
My point is grammar. There are correct verb forms in the sentences,
And
correct questions, punctuation, and correct sentence making.
Words are reported in author's variant and words are reported
you mean word by word.
words reported in not speaker's variant, changed variant, not word in word, in changed variant.
First is when words are like quote, when speak change, remake.
Remakes what?
Afterwards.
It's one and divided also on 4 groups, but I decided to divide them now by my own.
Okay.
Word owner is another person and not speaker. And word owner is a speaker.
Now let us decide whose classification is better. We have 5 variants.
I have an idea how to decide. First, we need to think about the reason why we did this work, why we make these groups and variants, and from this reason we need to decide.
I think all variants are the same but with different formulation, without Karina's, of course.
With Karina's, so Karina's is falls out somehow,
Yes.
falls out somehow from the list.
And
that's
best
why you want-
formulation I think is variant 4.
Why?
Because I think it sounds good.
Because it sounds good.
Yes.
It just sounds, it has very nice language.
No, we understand the aim of this variant because all these
Variant number 4?
Yeah.
We have 2, by the way, variants number 4.
Yes, can I explain?
Okay.
We need to, if speaking about variant 4,
Put them together?
yes, word owner is a person, not speaker, word by word and not word by word, and word owner is a speaker, word by word and not word by word.
So
So
do you mean that I should add it somehow, somewhere?
you need to add that so that
Where should I put it?
in each one, so that we will have 4 groups.
We can continue with speaking about how to decide which variant is best. We can continue with discussing what Artyom has just said, or we can continue with Karina's explanation. Which one do you want to do at the moment? Karina. Okay, Karina, will you please explain? Then we will try to think maybe about.
Well, maybe I already did the task not correctly. It's from Plans of Grammar. I wanted to make a model how to retell someone's words.
Okay.
So, leave it.
So, okay, are you satisfied? Why not?
There is correct word forms, questions, interpretation.
Is it groups?
They must be correct in point of
What means correct?
What does?
What does correct mean? For example, in the first one, he says the verb form will be correct. So if you are speaking about the past, you want to use present verb form.
So,
But
so
what
how to
about
decide? Is it useful for us, or is it good, or it is not good?
It's a plan of Karina's.
Yeah.
It's for each sentence, it's not only for those where we must reply some of these words.
Aha. So it is true for any sentences,
yes?
not for those where we have to understand how to deal with reported, well, somebody quoting somebody's words. Okay, how can in a more general way we say what you have just said? That to check if it matches or it doesn't match, we should think about what?
Not only in general, but it's specified for this task.
Specific for this task.
I want to ask Karina a question to show her that she need to explain how to choose correct verb forms, correct questions, and all another. If the person whose work we are going to report said it in the past, what we need to put in reportation if we are going to say it in present?
Can you give an example because we don't understand?
How to put correct verb form if the information was about said in the past and was about past, but we are going to say it in the present.
So that is a question.
Yes, so
Does it give the answer?
we need to put down the ways how to put the correct verb or correct question or permutation. In my point of view, it's just a plan of structure how to.
Do you mean that these are parameters or what?
plan.
Plan of what? Yes, Karina, but very brief. Very, very brief. Don't.
I just don't understand what do we need to change from past to present.
Okay. Good, perfect, good. So, can I put down it as a question? So, your question is
What do we need to change?
why?
Why do we need to change past time at present time when we are
Past time and present.
telling someone's work?
Well. Still, I would. If I come back to Irina's area, that to understand if it is good or bad, we need.
To understand what's the reason we had for making these groups.
Okay, do you agree? Will you agree?
What's the aim of the task we have?
What is the aim of the task? So what was the task? What was the aim of our task? How to choose the things for your bank, for your work?
Aim of task is that we need to make a system how to...
No, the task of the which you have. That is the task of common task. But what was the initial task? If we speak about our diagnostic test. Because we are working to achieve this aim and this task. Daria. Correctly. How to report somebody's speech correctly in English. Right? So that is the criterion. Is it clear? For example, if I ask you which table is better, this one, or the one where Natalia is sitting, which one is better? Emil?
We can't decide because we don't know in what situation, what concrete situation we need to use this table.
So, sometimes this can be better in what situation?
To use this in the class.
All of them are used in class. No?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe when we write a test, it is the best.
Okay.
It is the best.
Okay. This one where Natalia is sitting. Yes.
Work in pair,
Work in pairs, and this one where you are sitting.
work with computers.
Work with the computer. So what does it depend? What does our idea of what is useful, what is good, what is bad? What does it depend on? Dasha? On the aim or on the function. That is why if we use this criterion, can we decide now which are better, which are worse? So our aim is what? So our criterion or our function, our aim is which?
To make some rules according to those parameters to tell someone's speech.
How to retell someone's speech correctly in English. If we use this, can you choose the one which you think is better? Why can't you say, explain to me, why can't you say, maybe the task is wrong. Maybe I have given you a wrong task. Can you please explain why is it difficult for you to do the task? Yes, John.
Maybe there are no any good variants how to choose.
Maybe, no, why not? With specification of the speaker, without specification of the speaker, does it help us? Does it help us to understand how to write? If you divide all this or choose the things, does it help or it doesn't help? I don't know. What is
Just a little bit helps.
just a little bit helps? What do you mean by a little bit?
It can help, but for example, I can't understand all tasks because I haven't got some criteria of by what, by grammar I need to, or by aim of sentences I need to.
Okay. So what is the conclusion? So what is the
Task
conclusion?
should be exact with all specifications.
One variant is the task should be exact with all classification. Another variant can be what? What is another variant, Pasha?
I think we must find function of this specification.
You should find your own, should
Yes.
think and find functions of this classification. Right? Will you please now turn to your notes, either in paper or on the computer. We start a new year on the notes, you can write. And could you please make conclusions of our discussion about how to evaluate the entries for the bank, what may help you to decide what is useful for the bank, what is not. And another variant, Pasha's idea, that you should come up with some ideas. Put down, just put down everything, be more.
Check your bank here and try to recall some of these words.
Check your bank.
Try to recall, start to recall some of these words and make a good correctly model of bank or the result.
How will you check?
Try to recall
Try to retell,
some of these words.
and if you can, then it is okay. If you can't, then
Yes, and you might.
are you sure that you can do it correctly at the moment? Will it help? Some other conclusions.
You need to think about the reason of your making this bank. After that, decide special criteria for your dividing for groups and make parameters for this exact aim of test. And after that, evaluate this bank by your special parameters.
Evaluate bank by the special.
Yeah.
And
Make special parameters by exact.
and what will be the results of evaluating your bank by these special parameters?
If your bank is liking your parameters, so your bank is good, but if it's not like this, your bank is bad.
If you have the task about sorting something in the groups, and in the task you don't have the function of this group, you must think all about it.
You should choose this function, this division into the group. Daria, your conclusions. So you should pay attention to the aim while you are doing it for the aim of the task. Okay. Will you please give me example of these word by word from your bank? Who can give me words like quotes?
Man of knowledge is one who has followed truthfully the hardships of learning, and he said a man who has without rushing or without faltering gone as far as he can in unraveling the secrets of power and knowledge. No, not so.
And inverted commas.
Yes.
Okay. What about words reported in the speaker's variant, word by word?
It's used only in dialogues. Can anyone be a man of knowledge? And then what must a man do to become a man of knowledge? Another.
Also in inverted commas, right?
Yes.
Also in inverted
But
commas.
without he said.
But without he said, without mentioning
I
who said it.
Because we can't say I said.
Okay, according to this variant, we can't say I say. Please give me one more example with quotes and without quotes. I want to hear examples. Variant 5.
He said it would be a long time before the subject would make any sense to them.
Is it, are there inverted commas?
No.
No. Do you think, is it about reporting somebody's speech or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Who doesn't have these variants in the bank? You don't have. Why do you think that it is reporting somebody's words?
Because yesterday I was a little bit.
What about now? Today you are perfect.
Yeah.
Today you are just perfect.
Yeah,
And today?
Now I understand.
Why do you think that it is also reporting somebody's words?
Because in this text we have some words like he said, so if you use this word like he said, she said, it means that you are talking about their speech in the past.
Okay. Any other other examples apart of said? He said, yes, Nastya.
He said no man could.
No, he said, what other words can be used also to show only he said?
No.
He stated, what else?
He replied.
He replied, what else?
I asked.
I asked,
I argued.
I argued.
Argued.
Those who didn't have this example, do you agree now that it is also reporting somebody's speech or not? Those who don't have this, he said, he replied, he asked, please add them also to another group. And think about the parameters you can use to work with it. Thank you.